down on your alarm clock, and eventually drag yourself out of bed. You brush your teeth, do your hair, get dressed, and maybe read through those last few pages of reading you didn't get to the night before. Then you glance at the clock and rush out the door to get the best seat in the lecture hall. Did you know you forgot something really important? In a little while, your stomach will be telling you that you did. Every day, people wake up without eating breakfast. According to my audience analysis question, 3 people in this class eat breakfast every day. That means 2/3 of you skip this meal sometimes or all the time. In an ABC News poll taken in 2005, nearly 4 in 10 adults disregard their mother's injunctions about the most important meal of the day, and usually skip breakfast entirely. And more specifically, 22% of college students decide to skip this important meal, as stated in the article, What Do College Students Eat? I am here today to persuade all of you to eat breakfast every day and understand why. Before I started researching why we need to be eating breakfast every day, I'll admit, I was one of those people who didn't eat breakfast every day. We all know we should eat this meal, but we all skip it anyways. After learning about various studies, I know that breakfast is beneficial for my brain and my body. Today, I will prove to you that breakfast is a crucial part of our morning routine. First, I will tell you how easy steps to ensure you will eat something every morning, then tell you the benefits that come with it. Finally, I will tell you how putting your plan into practice is beneficial. Now, let's start by understanding why we should eat breakfast. Eating breakfast every day has been proved by multiple studies to help improve academic performance, maintain a healthy body weight, and enhance your mood. In the National Health and Nutritional Examination Survey, breakfast skippers tend to have a higher BMI or higher body weights that can lead to obesity. BMI is body mass index, and WebMD defines it as one way to determine whether or not an adult is overweight. BMI assesses health and weight. The survey also states that skipping breakfast may also lead to excess hunger or rebound overeating and consumption of large portion sizes at subsequent meals. Rebound overeating or binge eating is eating little snacks or bits of things at a time. It can be bad when you're either eating large amounts of junk food or not realizing how much you eat, so you eat too much. It is important to remember that eating breakfast is not a diet. It won't help you lose weight. The survey just goes to show that skipping breakfast simply increases hunger. Eating breakfast just assists in staying healthy, and it all depends on your lifestyle. In addition to being bad for your body, skipping breakfast can also affect your schoolwork. A study done at Blinn College in Brenham, Texas, in the spring of 1993 to the fall of 2004, surveyed students before they took a general bio exam. If you eat something before an exam, it will help power your brain through the hour or two by feeding it glucose, the brain's favorite food. Therefore, you do your best without worrying about your stomach rumbling and who's sitting around you just heard. This graph shows students who ate breakfast, the dark gray, and you can see that they did better than the other kids who didn't. Next, I'll tell you why skipping breakfast negatively impacts your mood. In a study done at the University of Bristol, volunteers were divided into 2 groups. Half were given breakfast, the other half weren't. Then they took 3 tests. This first test was an alertness test. As you can see, those who were given breakfast did better. The second graph shows a hedonic test. That means it was testing how sociable and happy the test takers were feeling. Again, the kids who ate breakfast did better. This third test is a calmness test. It shows that, again, those who ate breakfast did better. Now let me pause for a moment to summarize why breakfast is so important. First, I told you how eating breakfast helps maintain a healthy body weight. Then, I told you that having breakfast helps improve academic performance. Finally, I told you that breakfast helps improve our moods. Now, I will tell you how to add this important meal to our daily routine. According to my audience analysis question, many of you don't eat breakfast because you either don't have time or you don't know what to eat. Eating breakfast should not be difficult. Melissa Diane Smith, author of the article Rethinking Breakfast, gives us helpful tips to make breakfast a worthwhile meal. Her first tip is think outside the box. Some of your responses to the audience analysis questions said you weren't hungry for breakfast, but if you try to think of creative options, your stomach will be rumbling and your mouth watering as soon as you wake up. If you avoid the traditional milk and cereal, eggs and bacon, or toast, breakfast will be more exciting. Some options you may consider are substituting milk for yogurt with your cereal, or making trail mix with a variety of different ingredients that you can change up. And for an added bonus, you can eat it on the go. What you eat for breakfast simply needs to fill your stomach. Phillips, the author of the article, Does Eating Breakfast Affect Performance on College Students on Biology Exams, says that according to the American Dietetic Association, the breakfast is when you eat, not what you eat. The administrator of the exam explained that breakfast could be a Pop-Tart, a bowl of cereal, a piece of cold pizza, or a piece of fruit. It was further explained that a cup of coffee alone is not considered breakfast. Now, let's look at Smith's second tip, power up with protein. You need protein in your diet for many reasons. It builds up ligaments, tendons, and muscles. It also makes up key parts of your endocrine, nervous, and immune systems. That's your hormones, nerves, and your protection against sickness. To get that extra boost of protein, add some fruit to your meal. Eating an apple or a banana is an easy way to do that. Protein bars are another easy option, and they usually don't expire. Her last tip is to try dinner leftovers. Now, I know what you're thinking, do you know what's in my fridge? As college students, that piece of advice can be potentially dangerous. But as I said before, Phillips says it's not what you eat, it's when you eat it. If that leftover slice of pizza from last night, not last week, will get you to eat something, then eat it. It's better than nothing. At this point, we know why we have to eat breakfast and how to go about doing that with the tips I gave you. Now, I'll tell you how everything I just told you and put it into practice. There's no point in me telling you why you should eat breakfast and how to add it to your routine if I don't tell you how it will accomplish things like focusing more, less snacking, and getting along with your friends better. Eating breakfast will help you focus in class. If you have a hard time remembering what you learned in that Monday morning lecture, eating breakfast will help you recall that information better. The same reasoning goes for when you're studying. If you eat breakfast before a big exam, it has been proven that it fuels your brain to work better. As I mentioned before in the study at Blinn College, the students who ate breakfast academically performed better. Eating when your body is hungry in the morning will prevent snacking or binge eating later on. Skipping a meal will create snacking. Breakfast prevents that. Catherine Zaratsky, a nutritionist at the Mayo Clinic, says, eating breakfast reduces your hunger later in the day, making it easier to avoid overeating. When you skip breakfast, you may feel ravenous later and be tempted to reach for a quick fix, like a candy bar in the vending machine. Therefore, your body won't seem like it's always hungry, and you won't go home to your mom telling you you gained the freshman 15. When you eat breakfast, it's like going to the gas station. Your body is a car. You're simply refueling your body with energy it will need. Zaratsky states that eating breakfast gives you energy, increasing your physical activity during the day. A healthy breakfast refuels your body and replenishes glycogen stores that supply blood sugar, or glucose. Skipping breakfast is associated with decreased physical activity. As a college student, being motivated is extremely important, especially when you want to get involved or get help on your speeches. As I showed you in the study before about breakfast and moods, we saw that breakfast does improve your mood, and therefore breakfast will make you happier and more social. Now that you all know why we need to eat breakfast and how to add breakfast to your morning routine, what breakfast can do for you, I'll end by telling you how to make sure you can actually change your daily habits while understanding why you should. Everyone who answered the question in my audience analysis about why they don't eat breakfast mentioned in some part of their answer about not having enough time to eat. I agree. I want that extra 5 minutes of sleep too. But if you set your alarm 5 minutes earlier, this gives you enough time to grab a breakfast bar or a piece of fruit, and you can eat it in your room, in the elevator, or on the way to class. You can also grab a breakfast sandwich from the dining hall or a coffee shop and eat that on the way to class too. Also, don't eat the same thing every day. You'll get sick of it and not want it in the morning. Don't be afraid to change it up a little bit. Be adventurous. Remember, breakfast will help you pay attention in class and guide you away from those notorious freshman 15. And improve your mood swings. So when you wake up in the morning, eat something. Remember what Philip said, it's not what you eat, it's when you eat it. If you don't forget to brush your teeth or get dressed in the morning, then you shouldn't forget breakfast either. It's just as important.